Hi, this is Jim with ProfitTrading.com, and we're going to take a look at some of the markets here. Now, I actually did this video earlier today, and for some reason it wouldn't upload on YouTube. So sometimes if I don't get a new video out, it's technical difficulties. I'm trying a lot of times, and I just have little things that go wrong. I mean, I just uploaded it normally, like normally on YouTube today, and it just didn't go. So I'm doing this one over again. Um, the S&P, it's right at lower band support. It's still in an uptrend, but if this breaks support here, I'm going to probably turn bearish on stocks, and then we'll probably be looking to sell the S&P in the premium commodity newsletter. Now, we did make an M-type top here, and it came in on a bearish 14-day stochastics divergence, and the red stochastics line is crossed below the green line, which is called a bearish crossover, and means the momentum is down right now, which is shown by price here. So right now the S&P is right on the edge of breaking down here. So we'll just see how that plays out. And if the S&P breaks lower, bonds will probably trade higher. So we won't even look at bonds tonight. We'll look at bonds. Try to take a look at bonds in the next video. The dollar is coming into a double top here, or double top area. It could make a slightly higher top, but I think the dollar is close to topping out. The dollar could even put in a lower high here. If it trades above this pivot high here, this high on 6-1, it was 84 was the high. It could get up to like 80, 84, 50, 85, but I think that's going to be it for the dollar. Again, we'll just have to take it day by day. But any new high in the dollar is going to come in on a bearish 14-day stochastics divergence. Whenever that happens, that's no guarantee that it tops in, but it definitely means to start looking for a possible top. And then what we would do is, if the dollar does turn down from there off the bearish divergence, then we would be looking to sell the dollar. So right now the dollar is in an uptrend, but it looks like it could be close to the top. I think basically what's happening is the dollar is kind of finishing out topping out, and gold is finishing out bottoming out. Gold could go down and make another double bottom. We'll take a look at that here. Or gold could make a higher bottom. These markets could just explode one way or the other any day now. They've been really kind of lulling everybody to sleep. I mean, especially gold. And one of these days, something's going to happen big. Cocoa, definitely an uptrend. Came above the bands, made a test of the low, came back above the bands. The bands are up. We're still above the bands for cocoa. So actually, I would look for, today was an inside bar. I would look for cocoa to head higher from here tomorrow. And again, if it breaks down and then starts closing down in this area, then we'll change our opinion. I'll change my opinion. But right now, cocoa looks higher. And that would kind of make sense with the dollar, or with the dollar topping out and with gold at a bottom. These commodities could really explode higher from here. Actually, that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. But again, we'll just see how it plays out and take our signals as we get them. The main thing is to take the signals as they happen. Coffee, strong uptrend. Everything looks good for coffee. Bars above the band, so coffee's definitely in an uptrend. Now we could have a pullback here anytime, but the longer term trend right now for coffee is up. So I'm going to stay bullish on coffee unless the market were to prove otherwise. Sugar's pretty much the same thing as coffee. Strong uptrend, strong above the bands. The stochastics strong. Everything looks good. Whenever they make these strong moves above the bands, that means there's a lot of strong buying. And these markets are never going to go straight up. There's always going to be these counter trend corrections. So the lower band should be support for any correction right now in sugar. Crude oil, I think it's made the bottom on the big up bar we made a week or so ago. Let's see when that was. Okay, on 629, crude made a big up move, and a lot of times that will be a bottom bar, a bottoming bar, a bar that moves sharply off the lows. Now, again, nothing happens every time in commodities, but I think what's going to happen in crude is it basically made the first move up and it's coming down and testing this lower band, and then I think it's going to take off to the upside. That would be the most um, obvious thing to happen. Now, it could come down here. There's never any thing for sure, so it could come down here and make another double bottom. It could come down here and test support one more time, and I would still stay bullish crude oil even if it did, because that would come in on a bullish 14-day stochastic. But right now I just expect crude to just head higher right from here. And again, I think these markets just any day now are going to surprise people, because they've been kind of sideways and choppy for a while here, and it's going to be some fireworks here towards the end of the year, I think. Starting any day now. I mean, the rest of the year will probably be some big moves in these markets. So get signed up for the premium newsletter, because we're going to have a lot of good trades, I think. Okay, gold made a double bottom here. It's made a couple bars above the bands, which is bullish, and then it came back above the bands. So right now, this could be a higher lows. Higher lows are bullish. Gold could come down and make another double bottom right at the last low, and there wouldn't be anything wrong with one more like washout day, but I think gold is close to the low, and I think the next big move in gold is up. If we look at the weekly chart of gold, it's made a tight range for a couple of months here. Let's see, there's 1 month, 2 months, about 2.5 months. We've been just sideways here in gold, and usually when these low volatility moves happen, the next move is going to be a strong move. And low volatility doesn't tell you the direction of the next move, but it just looks like gold's shaping up to be a bottom here. It's right at a double bottom. It didn't make a longer term divergence, but that doesn't always happen. That doesn't bother me. It's oversold in this area, and it's making a shorter term bullish divergence on the 14-week stochastics. This is a weekly chart again now here. So I think the next move is up for gold. I mean, there's no other way to look at this chart. I mean, it could break down here. Obviously, anything can happen again. I keep saying that again and again, but it's just the truth of commodity tradings. But just looking at this chart, this looks like a move into a high and then a long sideways consolidation, and I think the next big move is up in gold. Let's put the Bollinger Bands on that real quick. The Bollinger Bands show the volatility in the markets, and when they narrow down, that's often a good sign that that a big move is coming. And I haven't put this on the weekly chart for a long time, so it's going to be kind of interesting to see what it shows. Yeah, it's not narrowed down that much, but it is narrowed down. You can just see it's on the lower band here. So let's take a look at that on the daily chart. It probably won't be that big a deal on the daily chart either, but sometimes it really narrows down and really shows you that the market has contracted really sharply, and it's pretty narrowed down here. Again, if we got a strong move above the Bollinger Bands, that would definitely tell me that a low is in, so we'll keep an eye on that. Lean hogs, let me put the 1010 back on here. Lean hogs is kind of a tough run right now, because it's just right at the breaking point, make or break, of an uptrend. I think it closed below the lower band today. This lower band should be support, but then we did have a stochastics bearish crossover, and it did make kind of an M-type top here, and the stochastics made a bearish divergence. So right now I'll probably be looking for a sell signal in lean hogs in the premium newsletter. I haven't got a sell signal. This wasn't enough to do it today. So now if lean hogs would put in a nice big update tomorrow, then that might be a buy signal. So like I said, lean hogs could go either way from here. Live cattle is pretty much the same picture. Live cattle has been looking like it's going to move higher, but it's just kind of drifted down, which could just be a bull flag. And again, if it breaks below the bands, then I would, in this area, then I would probably be looking for a sell signal. If it makes a nice move up, then we might be looking to buy. But right now, live cattle looks like it's made a move higher, a bull flag, and it's going to head higher. That's the way I would look at that. But it wouldn't surprise me if it would break lower either. So this is another one we just got to stay out of and watch. Now the grains have been the big market that's been the big mover. And the thing about this is we're really going to hit the grains hard this year. I think the rest of the year is going to be big moves in the grains, and that will be both ways, mostly to the upside. But when these markets make big moves up, when they finally do correct, the corrections can be sharp. And we'll probably try to go short when we can, but we might just sit out the short moves too. Again, I'm just going to kind of take it day by day. But we're long right now, and we went long corn right on this bar here. We have our trailing stop up in here around 677. We went long at like 544, so we have a nice profit in that. And basically when corn corrects, we're going to be looking to buy on corrections. Now what the stochastics will do when market is really trending is the stochastics is often choppy, just like this on this trading range. What stochastics will do in trending markets is it will go up to the top and it will just stay at the top as the market trends. And this stochastics has really just started back here. It just started going along the top here. Sometimes these things can go along the top for a long time, if you've ever noticed that on a trending market. So even though corn looks like it's made a big run so far, which it has made a big run so far, I think there's a lot of upside in this. I think corn and all these grains are going to surprise people, and there's going to be a lot of big moves up and down in the grains, and we're going to go for it this year on the grains. We're going to be going long and short, and I think we're in good shape because we got a big profit. We've had profits early in the year on some grains, and I think we're in good shape to take any trade that comes along here in the grains. Right now we're long and holding long corn and beans and wheat. And we'll be getting into oats on pullbacks too. We missed the oats on the long side just because I was in three grains and I just thought that was plenty. I actually put out in the commentary, I showed where to buy, a good place to buy oats would be, and that would have worked out like a charm. But right now we're not in oats officially in the premium commodity newsletter, but we'll be getting in oats. Okay, wheat, another one. We got in on this bar here, and we have the trailing stop up here, so we're in good shape. And I wouldn't be really, nothing would surprise me on these grains right now. I think they're just going to continue higher, but a sharp correction anytime wouldn't be a surprise. And then these sharp corrections can just take a few people out, and then it could just explode to the upside from there. So they'll surprise you. Okay, we'll take a look at beans real quick. What happens is eventually they'll have a big correction, and then they'll scare everybody out, and they'll say the top's in on the grains, and then they'll explode back to the upside. So that's what we're going to be ready for anything here on the grains. Okay, beans, strong uptrend. We got long on this bar in the premium newsletter. We have the stop right in here at right at $15 a share. Right at $15. We got in around 13, probably 50. So we have a good profit in this, and we're just going to keep trading this the rest of the year. Once these markets start to move again, the moves tend to be big both directions. So I think there's going to be a lot of big moves in grains the rest of the year, and then probably into next year too. So we're going to really be sticking with the grain trades and taking all the buy and sell signals I get with the system I'm using. We'll take a real quick look at oats, and then we'll wrap it up. So even though we missed the first little move up here in oats, I think there's going to be a lot of action. So you're never out of the market. I mean, we can get in this thing anytime. Just this nice strong move above for oats, and it's right at kind of a resistance area here. And oats, any pullback, we're gonna just take a buy signal, and we'll take sell signals too probably. So thanks for listening to my video. I greatly appreciate it. I hope that helps, and we're going to keep on top of these markets. Again, sign up for the premium newsletter. I'm going to raise the price August 31st because $99 a year is just if you look around the internet, that's way cheaper than anybody's selling a newsletter that's doing well in. And I put that price out so everybody could hop aboard the newsletter and price wouldn't be an issue. Um, so basically, till August 31st, you have a great chance to get the premium newsletter at a great price. There's no reason not to get some help in these markets. Even if you want to make your own trades, it doesn't hurt to see what somebody else is doing as far as their signals, and sometimes my trades could confirm what you're thinking. So for $99 a year, it's really a good newsletter to have, as far as I'm concerned, and I would definitely get signed up while the price is low. So thanks a lot. We'll talk to you later.